What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Trailer Park Live here on the 2nd Street Marvel, where we're coming at you live every single Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, if this is your first time here, thank you so much for being here, and welcome to the show. Now, in case this is your first time here, typically what I do is I go over some of the comic books that I pulled for the week, kind of just talk about them, and then I get into the live chats and interact with you all as I go through some of the topics that I want to discuss for the day of just things that have been going on throughout the week. So like I said, if this is your first time here, please make sure you're subscribed. Click the little bell so you get notifications anytime I have uploaded new content. And if you could do me a huge favor, smash the like button. Give me a like. Give me a thumbs up. But you know what? Honestly, you can always give it a thumbs down if you don't like it neither. I honestly really don't care. To me, it doesn't matter. I'm not even going to ask you to leave an explanation like, hey, why didn't you like my video? Because I don't really care, man. I just appreciate that you're here and that you even took the time to watch my video. So, like I said, please subscribe. Click that little bell. It'd be awesome. And you know what? Another good thing is, share it with a friend. That's another huge thing for a lot of us is share that video. Let other people out there know that the show is going on. That I've got new videos, things like that. Always share them. It's always awesome when you guys do things like that. And that's something I'm actually working on myself, is trying to help promote other people that follow me here too. Because I know that I've actually got been kind of building a community of other content creators. I mean, we've been following each other and working with each other, just kind of sharing ideas and things like that. We've been doing a show every, I believe it's going on every Sunday now. It seems like it has the past few weeks, on a channel that should be down here in the description. If it's not, I will make sure to put that in the description here at the end of the show. But it is on a Drunk 3PO's channel. It's called Some Black Guys and a Drunk. And we pretty much just all get on there and talk about things that have been going on in the news. And having a good time. A bunch of cool people coming together. And then there's, like I said, it's building a community. Been building one here. It's been really awesome. Much love. So yeah, if you guys, like I said, please give it a like, thumbs up, share it with your friends, give it a thumbs down. Don't really care, but leave some comments down there too. Leave some comments down there in the comment section. Now, as I said, I typically go over some of the comic books that I pulled for the week, but you know what? I've been so busy, man. Like I told you guys about the 21-day challenge, the Tour de France challenge that I do every year. I haven't really got a chance to read any of my comics this week, and that's kind of a shame. Maybe I'll get a chance to here after the show, but I kind of doubt it because it's been busy. But probably going to try to get to sleep so I can get out and get some miles done tomorrow. So yeah, I didn't get any comic books read for the week. And so no comic books to talk about. But there are plenty of other things going on in the news this week that we can talk about. And we'll go ahead and get into those. In case you didn't see the title there, I've obviously got one thing to talk about. And that is, about Disney and the things that have been going on there. We see, as I was saying, actually we did that show, Some Black Guys and a Drunk, last Sunday, and we were talking about stuff, and there was one thing that I actually talked about in there, is that Disney has seemed to be perfecting the art of outrage marketing. You know what I mean? And it's quite clever because I've noticed it's just a very unique thing. And maybe it's not something they're trying to do purposefully, but whatever they're doing, I mean, they'd probably be in denial even if they were. Whatever they're doing, it's working. You know what I mean? It's working. But again, I'm gonna get here in the live chat, say hello to everybody. Let's see who all we got here. Oh man, come on. Okay, we got Stevie J Reviews. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. Lord Callus, welcome to the show. Glad you're here. King Shifter, that's not a knife. How's it going? Yeah, so you guys, you know what? You guys should go all check out each other's channels as well. Stevie J, Lord Callus, I'm sure you guys probably know each other. You should also check out King Shifter. Some good friends of mine. They actually just dropped a new video today. Actually, I believe it was from a live show they did a few years ago. But you should check that out. Great song they did there. Which song was that? Down in Booze? Raising Hell? Okay. There we go. Yeah. So anyway, guys, well, more earthquakes. Apparently, there was an earthquake at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was here awake at the house, just going around getting ready for the day, and I didn't feel no earthquake, but everybody was. I seen everybody talking about it. And but then I think it was about an hour and a half later, about 7:30, I started to feel some little rumbles and everything. And sure enough, I get on Facebook, and everybody's there, Facebooking about we're getting we're getting earthquakes. It was nothing major. I mean, I've kind of been expecting them anyway, but I honestly thought they were done after last weekend. So yeah, again, welcome to the show. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to read my comic books, but this whole Disney thing, it seems like they've been on a roll lately, with, just their marketing and everything that's been going on. I mean, I, like I said, I don't necessarily know that it's stuff that they have planned. I just think it's stuff that's just how it seems, to work out. Um, like, you know, everything, like, a lot of it started, there was like it didn't even start there, but like Brie Larson with the Captain Marvel thing, everybody's outraged and all that stuff, and then it just seemed to like continue on. And it seems like there's, just more and more people popping up every day. They're just like upset because, Disney's doing one thing or another. One of the latest things obviously was The Little Mermaid, where they casted Haley Bailey as the Little Mermaid, and a lot of people are upset. And this is something we were even talking about on Drunk Show last week. Was like really all this whole thing proves is we've still got a long way to go. You know what I mean? And that's just like not even just like necessarily about like race relations and things and how people react to stuff like this, but just like altogether, we've still got a long way to go. I mean, I would never actually say we've gone backwards, because that's what people like say. Oh, we've gone backwards. We've gone back 50 years. That's just not the case. We're just on social media now. It's a whole different world, and so that's why I say just things are different. Like you get on like Facebook compared to Twitter. They're just like they're similar platforms, but it seems like one's more convoluted than the other. Like you get on Twitter and you say anything, and everybody's pissed off at you. And like Facebook, you just get on there. It's like you get your friends sharing all their stuff and all that, pictures, family stuff, and then obviously jokes, memes, and all that, and just things like that. They're just to me, I don't know. Maybe it's just the people I interact with on these different platforms, but they're definitely varied. Everything, absolutely everything, and it seems like Disney. It almost seems like they're playing on that. You know what I mean? And who's to say that they're not? Who's to say that they're not? Because I guarantee you, a lot of the things they've done, they know people are going to, maybe they don't necessarily know, but they've got to expect that they're going to be getting some pushback from fans who aren't liking what they're seeing. But so not only along with just little things like that, like casting and characters and things like that, is there's something really big that I've been wanting to talk about. I wanted to make a video about it. I just haven't had the time. Like I said, I've been riding my bike, trying to put in miles and all this stuff for my Tour de France challenge. I'm already behind, a little over 100 miles. And just so you guys know, that's really nothing new. That it really happens about every year during the first week anyways. I fall behind because, I am a small business owner. So like on like Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, they're like crunch time for me. Like I'm really more busy on those days. I don't have as much time in the day because I've got to be working. So, I've got to get out earlier and stuff like that. So, like today, I didn't even get a ride in yet, but after I'm done here, I'm gonna go out and get just a short little ride, just so I've done some miles, and things like that, so I don't fall too far behind. But anyway, the one thing I was actually really wanting to talk about is this whole thing with this gravestone, this headstone that Disney denied this family getting made for their, I believe it was a 3-year-old child that had died. I've noticed a lot of people talking about this, a lot of people upset, saying, oh, like, people are upset at Disney anyway. Most of these same people are upset at Disney anyway. Saying, just with everything else, aside from this story, but just like, screw Disney and all this and that, they're just trying to money grubbing and all this and that. I mean, yeah, I get that. I totally get that argument. There's really not an argument to be made against that. But when it comes to this headstone thing, I think for me, I see it a little bit differently as in, like, you could always you could always do some art on it yourself. You could have just all kinds of different things that you could do. But the thing with this, as far as Disney's side, is that's like part of their, it's their IP. You know what I mean? So to basically, and I'm sure somebody's gonna go dig up some story from 5-10 years ago, probably not even that long ago, where something similar has happened and they went ahead and okayed it or whatever. I'm sure there's a story lingering out there somewhere. But to me, the thing is, they have this intellectual property, and and a lot of people are talking about, oh, they don't want to, like, because supposedly they said something, and like I said, I don't dig too much into this stuff, but they don't want to, like, associate their characters or whatever in death, like, in that kind of way. Now, the thing I think is, like I said, a lot of people are upset about it, and I get that, and people certainly have a right to be. But to me, the one thing is this is their property, and basically what's going to happen is, if they were to actually allow that headstone to be made, they gave the permission for that, the next thing that's going to happen is everybody's going to be trying to do it. So then they're going to have to do all these approvals, and then or they're going to say no. And then what happens is, I mean, it's just the same slippery slope. So they go ahead and say they start okaying it, because basically they're giving that permission. So there's in exchange, what's probably happening is, somewhere there's probably some money being exchanged at some point, because the next thing you know, people are going to just ask for the rights to make licensed products, just like cups and stuff like that, shirts that people make that are licensed products from that company. They get permission to use the logos and the pictures and the likeness, right? Just things like that for making this kinds of stuff. And that's what's going to be next. Is next thing you know, somebody's going to be knocking on their door saying, like, hey, we want to, can we get your permission to make these headstones, right? And then what everybody's going to be saying is, you see this? Disney is just out there trying to capitalize on people's grief. They shouldn't be doing that. That's just wrong. You know what I mean? To me, that's kind of where that whole thing would lead to in the first place. So, I mean, as ridiculous as it seems that they didn't say yes, I mean, you know what? Honestly, if they had never made a big deal of it, they might have actually said yes. That's how I always kind of think about that. Things like, because it was like a big public thing. You know what I mean? But I always think, like, maybe if you just write them like, hey, I'm just, just asking. They might, who knows? But at the same time, I honestly doubt it. Now, to me, that's just the slippery slope of that whole situation. Is if they go ahead and give the rights, it's going to happen. Everybody's going to be knocking down their door to have headstones made. With this character, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Professor. Everybody's it's going to explode. And then the thing after that is, then everybody's going to be mad at Disney once again, because they are just trying to capitalize on people who are grieving for these headstones and things like that. So. That's just my particular thoughts on that. If you guys have some thoughts on that, go ahead and leave them down in the comments below. I'm sure some of you probably already have, and I'll go over those here in just a minute. Now overall, my feelings on this are pretty much just that. I mean, it's a tough situation for Disney to be in. I mean, they've got all kinds of problems going on anyway, with just kinds of backlash from fans, for everything from Star Wars to even just little things going on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then and then these castings and stuff like this that people seem to have a problem with. People are ridiculous. People are great a lot of times, and a lot of times people are ridiculous too. And to me, that's a lot of this stuff. While I'm not against anybody having everybody's free to feel however they want about it. I'm not here to change your mind or anything. I'm just here to share my perspective on it. Now, the thing is I don't, like I said, I don't necessarily fault Disney for this. To me, I would think, like, if it was me in that situation, I'm sure I would probably be upset, but I would probably just be like, okay, whatever, and get a regular headstone. And then I was thinking, I would probably make like some art kind of thing or something to put on it. I don't know, to affix it somehow, or maybe just have like a headstone made where you could put like, something in there, something like, maybe you could get like a really, like freaking like a Spider-Man comic book, like Spider-Man, issue number 1, Amazing Fantasy, just something like that. But then, the bad thing is that is somebody's gonna go up to that headstone and steal it. So, maybe just get a reprint that looks like it. But just something like that. Like honestly, for me, that whole story over the headstone, while it does seem like a ridiculous thing. To me, it seems equally ridiculous to be upset about that, because like I said, the next thing everybody's going to be screaming about, then they're just capitalizing on people's grief. But like I said, Disney has upset a lot of people anyway lately with a lot of things that they've like I said, that they've been doing. So for a lot of these people, it's just kind of reinforcing their feelings towards what Disney has, how they already feel as fans anyway. So, like I said, I totally get it. But, let's go ahead and get here into the live chats. See what you all have to say here. I'm going to take a drink of water again real quick. Okay. Oh, that's not a knife. This is a knife. All right. Hope it's going well. It is going well, Lord Callus. Thank you very much. They definitely know how to generate outrage. They do, and like I said, I'm not sure that it's necessarily on purpose, but sometimes I think it's got to be. Jen checked out King Shifter, and we'll watch some videos later on. And yeah, you should. And also, I was scrolling through there just earlier when that video dropped. I was like, what other videos are on here? And I seen some that were some memorials to some of our fallen friends. There are definitely some good videos, and believe me, I did want to click on them because, yeah, just I've seen them, and yep, we've all lost friends, man. We've all lost friends. I think it's intentional. Lord Cal says, I think it's intentional. I think some of it is. I think some of it isn't. I think, honestly, a lot of these times, I think these people just they're just they're not even connected to reality, to the real world. You know what I mean? I mean, they live sheltered lives. I mean, is that sound right? I guess I think you could call it that. And they really do. And these, like I said, these people are calling big shots in these studios and all this kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, they're still sheltered. Stevie J says, "Hey man, what are your thoughts on the Mulan trailer? I actually wasn't that upset about it, but I think she may turn Mary Sue once we see more trailers." Honestly, I haven't watched the trailer yet. I've just been so busy with all kinds of other stuff. I haven't really got a chance to watch any trailers. I've been mostly watching just some of the videos here on YouTube, kind of getting ideas in my head, things for the show, and just things like that. So yeah, I haven't even seen the trailer yet. I haven't even seen the Frozen 2 trailer yet. That second one that they released, or like the first official one that wasn't the teaser. I still haven't even seen that because I was waiting for my kids. We were going to do a reaction video, and then we were busy. They were busy. Now they're gone. And yeah, so I haven't even seen it. And yeah. So, but I don't know. I've heard a lot of people say that it looked pretty good. I mean, I know I liked the cartoon. That came out. God, when I'm not sure when that came out, but my daughters have watched it quite a bit, and I thought the cartoon in itself was pretty good. This is kind of funny. Like there's that. What's that? I'm gonna make you a man song or whatever. Like I remember when I watched that, I was like, all right, sure, yep. Lord Callus says, I like the Mulan trailer, some noticeable differences, but it looked very intriguing. Yeah, and, apparently, they're keeping it pretty much kind of the same as the, as the cartoon was, same kind of, well, they're not tokenizing characters or anything, I guess, right? They're not changing people's races or nationalities or anything. They're staying true to the source material, I guess you could say. But yeah, so I haven't seen it. King Shifter says Disneyland is like UFC training camp now. I ain't trying to get beat up. Yes, yeah, and that's the other thing is that fight in Disneyland, man. Now, if that isn't some shit, that's some messed up stuff, man. Like, I mean, seeing it on video is one thing. I mean, you can kind of give it a laugh, but really, it's pretty sad. Like, I'm sitting there watching this video, and what's sad about it is like the kids are there. They got children there. Children telling these grown adults, their own kids, telling them to stop. Your kids know better than you do. Maybe you're doing like one thing, okay? I'm not even gonna say a little. Maybe you're doing one thing right, and maybe that's just getting your kid to be smart. I guess you've done that, because according to this video, you've done just about everything else wrong, man. Yeah, it's the UFC training camp. And the other sad thing about that is, and you seen, nobody even got involved until dude started swinging. And it's like, why didn't somebody step in sooner and say, like, hey, just calm down and shut the fuck up. Just shut up. And I guess that's just society these days. Nobody ever wants to get involved, and I get it. You're at Disneyland, you're sitting there with your family, you're like, I ain't getting involved. That's not my problem. But I mean, in a lot of cases, it doesn't even take you having to step in and do anything, come between anybody. A lot of times, if you just step in and say something, people will because seriously, like, people are pussies. Okay, plain and simple. People are pussies, and I'm sure I guarantee you, the smallest dude could have walked right in there and said, "Guys, why don't you just stop, man? Just fucking stop," And they probably were like, and I'm just, because that's how people are, I don't know. That's how I view most people these days anyway. Just a bunch of fucking panty wastes, and and that's obviously what we were dealing with here until everybody, the guy finally has assaulted and battered his girlfriend or his wife, or who, like, I don't even know who's who in this damn video. But then somebody's like, all of a sudden, like, all of a sudden now you're ready to step in. Like, you couldn't just step in early and say, dude, shut the fuck up. You guys we're at Disneyland, Yeah, and like, I get it though too, but I mean, like I said, you'd step in because people are a bunch of sissies nowadays, but that's exactly why nobody's stepping in neither. And like I said, I don't know, if I was there, I'd probably at least be walking by and be like, well, you guys need to fucking chill the fuck out, man. And just walk off, and they'd probably, then they'd probably focus their anger and aggression on me, and that, I've been hit before. I'm willing to take a fucking punch. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna do my best not to get punched first. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you do what you got to do. And I'm not like a confrontational kind of person. But you know what? Like, I'm not gonna avoid it. I'm not scared of it. I'm not scared of confrontation. And I think most people are these days. I think a lot of people are. Agree, man. The Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon vibe looked. Oh man, I skipped up there. Where'd it go? Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon vibe looked better than the other remakes. Yeah, and like I said, I haven't really watched any of the other live action. I think I've seen Cinderella, which I actually thought was pretty decent, and Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, it was alright. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just, and I'm just not into these live remakes. Like, I haven't even seen, I'm a huge Jon Favreau fan. I love Jon Favreau, but I haven't seen any of his live action Disney remakes, which was Jungle Book and now the Lion King. And I probably won't go see Lion King either. I'm just not into those, live action remakes. And what's funny is actually the Lion King isn't even a live action remake if you think about it. It's just really just all CG. Oh, Fatal J's in the house. What's up, Jay? Man, I seen that. You had me cracking up on that video earlier, dude, with the challenge, the ice cream lick challenge, man. And then people are just sick, bro. And that's just nasty stuff. Micah 2D, what's up, man? How you doing this evening? Thank you for being here. Stevie J says you're probably right, but I think they could have at least worded the response better. And that's true. Yeah, they could have. And to me, again, that comes down to these people in these big corporate offices. That's all they are. They're just big corporate turds, basically, and they don't know how to interact with normal people. That's what that comes down to. These people, they don't know how to interact with normal people, and they don't ever want to say something that's wrong that might get people upset at them, but then exactly what they say is something that's wrong and gets people upset at them, you know, because they think like, ooh, like this sounds good, this sounds like the perfect wording, this sounds like the perfect way, and then you're like, no, it's not. Like you completely just came out and sounded like a fucking corporate robot. Okay, who wrote this damn letter? You know what I mean? It probably was a bot. You know what I'm saying? And no, I don't mean like in, you know, in like the I mean in like the literal sense of the term, not the figurative sense. Oh man. Fatal J says, what's up? Karma is making Disney its bitch right now, and I'm just sitting here enjoying the show. Yeah, man, they, you know, and that's the thing, you know, once, you know, they've got investors that they've owe responsibility to make money for them. I get that. But at the same time, this comes down to something very simple to me, and that's, you know, you still gotta, can you maintain a little bit of your humanity? Just like a little bit? Act like you're a little bit human? This is the same thing to me like when I go to McDonald's and I just dropped like freaking $35 to feed my family. Yeah, $35, you know what I mean? Like you could go to Black Angus and I could spend like $20 more and eat a lot much better food, which, you know, I don't really go to Black Angus neither. Their service sucks. But anyway, that's beside the point. But I go to McDonald's and spend $35 on some crappy fast food, and I ask for an extra sauce, a cup of sauce, and they want to charge me 25 cents for this shit. What sense does this make? You know what I mean? It's like the same thing. Stop thinking with like, you know, oh, we got this corporate policy and okay, just give me my money back. Just give me my money back. Keep your little cup of sauce and we'll be good. We'll be good to go. It's the same thing. You know, and time again I've had managers come to me like, "Oh, we're so sorry. No, here's this." Yeah, I know you're sorry. I know you're sorry. I just gave you $35 for some freaking shitty food. You probably gave me cold fries, and then you want to charge me an extra 25 cents for a cup of sauce. That's exactly what they're, you know, what's happening with Disney right now. Is they're going with all their corporate responses and all that kinds of stuff. And I get it. That's what they got. You know, they're a big corporate machine, but that's what they're doing. It's not the right thing. They're doing it all wrong. There's a right way and a wrong way to do this stuff. And who's? I mean, do these guys not have agents, PR people? Like, I don't know. Not even lawyers. You don't fuck the lawyers. You don't want lawyers involved. But who? I don't even know. Who does this? Who makes these decisions? That's what, you know. Probably people like Victoria Alonso, who doesn't know why the fuck we call it the X-Men. Oh, yo, Fatal J, what up, Fatal J? People suck. Individuals are awesome. Yes, individuals are awesome. And people do suck. A lot of them. They really do. Man, like, did you guys see that stuff? I seen Jesse Milestone did a video on that guy on Mindless Entertainment, but that fucking turd who was going and harassing that Star Wars girl about her sister and everything on Facebook and all that stuff. Now, that's some bullshit right there, dude. Like her sister just died, and you're going on her Facebook being a fucking asshole. Like, yeah, dude, people are fucking turds, man. Man, I want to say I hate people, but I love people. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. I fucking love people, and that's why it hurts me when I see people who are like this, who have to act this way, just because they don't agree with somebody else's point of view, and you got to go and act like a huge piece of shit for no reason. You know what I mean? And it just makes me sad because that's the thing about me. Like, I'm a people person. I fucking love people. You know, I love interacting with people. I love meeting new people. I love talking to people, hearing people's opinions, gaining their perspective, and, you know, maybe, you know, letting it, not changing my perspective, but it gives me input I know I grow as a person, but some of these people just aren't like that. You know what I mean? That's just not good enough for them. They make me not want to like people. And it's sad, and I fucking hate it. Hate it. Just got over 300 last night. Pretty stoked. Thanks for the shout out, Fatal J. Yeah, Stevie J, congratulations, man. Good job. Um, congrats, Stevie J. Um, we should mail the kids, the kid's dad, a bunch of Spider-Man stickers. Yeah, or I mean, get, I mean, there's a whole lot of other options. To me, if you ask me, there's a whole lot of other options that could be done. Take and mold something that can go onto the headstone. Make some. I mean, that's totally doable. Now, of course, the thing is people being people, somebody's probably going to go vandalize it or steal it or something like that. So, you know, but yeah, I mean, something like that. Um, Dark Sith Lord Cass, what up, brother? I'm watching this and and you Darth Bane video at the same time. It's full fatal. J Pratt he got the bootleg monitor over here and he got the screen over here. He's got it. That's funny. Yeah, it's a slippery slope. At the end of the day, they are a corporation. Yeah, and that's true. I mean, it's just I wouldn't want to be in their shoes. I certainly wouldn't want to be in their shoes. Now the thing is I've worked in corporate America and stuff like that for years. Not in quite a place like that, but you know. When I was there, I did my job, and I did my job with humanity. You know what I mean? Like I was in a position where I had to basically like I could coach people out of jobs. Like I couldn't actually outright fire them, but I mean I could take every single necessary step to get them there. And some people just took that responsibility and just ran with it and just did whatever they could. Like they was just running through a dry field of weeds and shit, just lighting matches and just throwing them behind them. They didn't care. But my thing, like I said, I care about people. I always tried to develop associates and everything like that before I would go and do stuff like that. So I think just most of these people have just completely lost connection with humanity or their humanity. And they fail to see things like that anymore. Stevie J, I'm here to support my brothers. Second Street, the new Lance Armstrong. Woo! Most available King Shifter vids are property of the label, so not on our channel, unfortunately. Oh, okay. We own licensing now, but I'm not gonna reload old official vids. Oh, okay. Right on. Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen a couple on there, but yeah, that's cool. What do you think about the Black Mask Birds of Prey? I'm not sure exactly what that is. Are these TV shows or are they movies going into production? I honestly have really been keeping my ear to the ground on those things. So I don't know. I'm guessing you're probably talking about the Birds of Prey movie they're supposed to be making. I don't know. I mean, to me, I just want good movies. That's the only thing I ever hope out of anything. I just want a movie to be good. And that's whether it's one of these Marvel movies, whether it's a Star Wars movie, whether it's Secret Life of Pets 2. I just want to go into a movie. I want to be entertained, or I want to feel this way, or I want the movie to just be good no matter what it is. And I've seen some really crappy movies. I've seen a lot of movies, and I've seen a bunch of shitty ones. And I just want a good movie now. And I'm the kind of guy I'll watch a shitty movie and I can see things in crappy movies that are good. Like I've watched crappy movies where I've seen actors that are good actors. They're good in the movie, but the movie sucks. Like they came in and did their job and did what they were directed to do. They did a great job, but the overall movie sucks. So I mean, ultimately, that's all I ever ask for. And when it's coming to these these franchises and things like that, can we please can we please just stick to the source material? You know what I mean? Respect the source material at the least. At the least, I mean, let's try not to change it up that much. I realized a long time ago when the first X-Men movie came out. After that, I remember. Just after seeing that movie, a lot of the people out there were like, "Oh, this isn't even the X-Men. It's not how it is." Just all that stuff. It's not like that in the comic books. And I realized back then, especially once Part 2 came out, when it was getting ready to come out, and people were griping about it once again, I realized clear back then on the first movie, that first X-Men movie, that the movies are never going to be like the comic books. They're never going to be like the comic books. I mean, aside from the fact that they can do things on a panel, in a comic book that you can't put on screen. So, I mean, there's some of that, but they're just, I don't know. and also I wouldn't necessarily want to see just these comic books coming to life just on the big screen neither, because to me that would just be like, well, I just might as well just read the comic book and not even go see the movie. You know what I mean? I'm not, why go spend $50 taking my family to see the movie when I can just sit here and read the comic book with my kids. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, that still doesn't mean that they have to deviate from the source material. They can still hold true to it, and while making it, a cinematic, spectacle. Um, so hopefully they do that now. And to be honest with you though, 19K Fox and 19K Fox, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. The other thing on that, I've never read any Black Mask or Birds of Prey anyway. So I mean, when it comes to that, they'd have me fooled anyway. They'd have me fooled. Or user submitted uploads. Deal. All right, right on. Cool. But yeah, you guys should go check out King Shifter. Some good friends of mine. It was a band they were in. They used to go tour and everything. I'm sure they played a lot with a lot of bands. And man, shit, I don't even think I ever got to see you guys live, King Shifter. I don't think I ever seen you guys live, except for at Kink Fest. And that really counts if you ask me. That does count. And you know what? I've got video of that. I think I've got some video of that. Maybe I'll see if I can find that. Fatal J says, Second Street, when you gonna create your own comic? Honestly, I don't know. I think that would be a cool thing. I mean, I'd be into that, but I do. I mean, you've already seen me here, bro. I do a lot. I do so much stuff. It's ridiculous. Like I said, jack of all trades, master of one. I'm only a master of one. That's life. And I've got my parents to thank for that, because they taught us, something a lot of parents don't teach their kids these days, and that's just like kind of how to have common sense and know things that you need to know, to get your children to know, to get them to be productive, not even citizens, but to be smart people growing up in the world. I have my parents to thank for that. I'm not trying to toot their horn or saying I'm like some great person, nothing, but I mean, I think my parents did a good job, and I can only try to make them proud every day, just like my kids, who aren't here right now, and I dearly miss them. The same thing I tell them all the time is, you don't have to be the best at anything. I don't ask you to be the best at anything, except for to be the best person, I just want you to go out there and be good to people. When you see somebody doing something bad, intervene, do what you can, and, if you see somebody needs help, you just, anything like that. I'm just trying to get my kids to be good citizens. That's all I want. Good people, and you know what? My kids make me damn proud every single day, man. Every single day. But yes, speaking of which, I'm not sure if you guys got to check all my my video out the other day, but I was showing I showed off some of my art in there that I had done. Like this one right here, of Jenna Jameson. Like this one, this was all freehand. I did this back in, gosh, this was probably 98, 99. Something like that. And that's what I do. Like I do drawings and stuff, and I like to do but I like to do pencils. As you can see, I like to do just pencils, the shading and all of that stuff. But that was a long time ago. I did that one. Did the Goldie Hawn one. I showed these in my video the other day. Goldie Hawn. There was I think that was my friend Sarah. Had a picture. I was drawing. I never got that one done. Scarface. I was working on that one. But anyway, yeah, man. So like a comic book, I mean, it wouldn't be out of the question, except for, damn, man, I'm freaking busy doing too much stuff already. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you got to do, though, man. Like some of these things, you just go like, I don't know. I'm not the most gifted person in the world, but like I've obviously got some sort of I don't know something, but like I can draw, I can sing, I can do this, I can do that. Like I don't know. I'm multifaceted, and I like to do a little bit of everything. So I don't know. So I keep pretty busy. Other than that, I mean, a comic would be great. I'd love to do a comic. Matter of fact, I know Young Rip has been talking about doing a comic soon, and that'd be pretty cool. I'd like to, when he finally gets his done, I'd like to check that out. Mad's Mama Bear says Frozen 2 looks awesome. I only seen that teaser trailer, the very first one they ever dropped, and it did look awesome. And Mad's Mama Bear, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I did see it, and I liked Frozen 1 in the first place. I really did like that. My daughters were like the right age when that came out, so like we were watching it all the time, the music and everything. Used to sing it with them, and love is an open door. And yeah, so I mean, I like the first Frozen. The second one, I hopefully it's just as good. Stevie J says the original was awesome with Eddie Murphy. I'm guessing oh man, what were we talking about there? Oh, probably Mulan there. Yeah, and I've seen Mulan numbers of times, and I liked it. Aggressively relaxing. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. Now that's another channel, guys. If you guys haven't checked out Aggressively Relaxing's channel, you need to go check out his channel. Great stuff. He does like I do. Like I wish I could do stuff like he's got they've got a creative mind over there. He's got a creative mind. He does covers Marvel comic books, but in like a radio parody. So it's like you're flipping through the radio and something's coming on and just like news reports and things like that, but that are basically like talking about stuff that have happened in the Marvel comics throughout the week, just through the issues they've read. It's fucking genius. It's great. It's great. You got to see it. But Aggressively Relaxing. Go check out their channel. I love their channel. Okay, Frozen was awesome. Can't wait for the next one. Yeah. Like I said, I liked Frozen. I'm hoping the second one is going to be good. And speaking of which, that reminds me, there's another channel called Kolbs Bulbs Reviews or something. I'll find the link. He just did a video that he dropped today talking about Disney and the movies that they've been releasing lately, and it was actually a pretty damn good video because he was talking about what's the deal Disney. He wasn't even talking about a boycott of Disney. He's just talking about I'm not gonna go watch any Disney movies because I have no reason to, because he went back over the last handful of years and seen how many films they put out and how many of those were actually original films, and like the staggering number of films they released to how many were actually original films, being they weren't a sequel to another franchise currently, like Cars 3, Toy Story 4, Incredibles 2, things like that. Like no sequels and no reboots or the live action reboots or anything like that. He took all those and I can't even remember what the numbers was. I was like, damn, there was so few original ideas. I was like, dang man, this is a damn good video. It was I think it was only the second video of his I had ever watched. But he did this video and I was like, you guys should go check it out. Again, I think it was Kolbs, C-O-L-B, like Kolbs Bulbs Reviews, something like that. They're probably here. They should be on my channels because I subscribe to them. But yeah, it was a pretty good video, and I was like, damn, he's got a pretty good point. Now at the same time, because he was talking about them making money, and all that kinds of stuff, and just just on this old stuff, just basically by regurgitating their old stuff, and while he is right, the one thing I would have to say, and I left my comment there on his channel, is once again Disney is trying to make money. I mean, people talk cash grabs, this and that. They're trying to make money. I mean, that's their whole point, is to try to make money. But the thing is they've spent so much money lately. They're not in the business of taking risks right now. They really can't take any risks in spending more money than they have. They need to start making money back from the Fox acquisition and just all the other things they've been doing. The Galaxy's Edge going on in Disneyland and Disney World and all that stuff. And just the theme parks they've been opening, all this stuff that's been going on, the money they pumped into Avengers Endgame, even the marketing and all that stuff. I mean, it was outrageous. They've got to start making some money back. And I think, that's kind of what's happened this year with the box office and everything. We've kind of noticed it affecting the box office. People are like, oh, ticket sales are down and things like that. A lot of that, I think, goes hand in hand with the fact, and I talked about this before, that there's so much nerdy content out there right now that it's just oversaturated. And a lot of it is Disney's in the first place. And it's affecting the market because a lot of the nerds and things like that who are into these types of movies, whether it's Hellboy, Detective Pikachu, Pikachu, Toy Story, these live action remakes, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Star Wars getting ready to come out. Excuse me. I had some nachos earlier. Before I started the show, but yeah, all these things, like they're just, I mean, they're not in a position to take risks, and just all this oversaturation of this nerdy content has, I think, at this point, has got people like going like, well, I'm not gonna go see all these movies. I mean, that means I have to go see a franchise that I like twice a month, 3 times a month. Just to keep up with all these movies of these franchises that I like, and it's just too much. It's honestly just too much. So I think that's where it's coming from. I don't think it's like superhero fatigue. I don't think it's this. I don't think it's that. I think it's oversaturated in that right now. Because I mean, look at John Wick. John Wick went out there. I mean, John Wick did hella good for being that movie. You know what I mean? So I think that's what a lot of it is with, you know, some of those market things like that. Tracy Woody, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. Fatal J says, Second Street, what comic book would you like to see has a live action that hasn't happened yet? Honestly, I mean, to tell you the truth, I mean, that's really simple, but it's a movie that's being made right now, and that's Black Widow. But the Black Widow that I want to see made is the Black Widow that I just read in the miniseries that Jen and Sylvia Soska done, because it was fucking awesome, and I love it. It's probably going to be my favorite comic book until I die, or until they probably make another one, which they're working on another book right now, I believe. Just an absolutely great book. But what other one would I like to see? I mean, you know, man, it's so hard to say, because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan and stuff like that. But I mean, you know, we've had Punisher and things like that, because I love Punisher too. But I don't know. It's really hard. You know, we really haven't got a good Hulk yet. But like the comic book series that I would like to see made is like story, and it's not even just necessarily like it'd be like an actual comic. It's not just like a hero, but for me it would be Secret Empire. Secret Empire that happened just a couple years ago. I'd love to see that come to the big screen. And honestly, they could do it. Everything they've done so far in the MCU, they're right there. They're knocking on the door of Secret Empire. And to me, the reason I want to see that is, one, it's just a great story anyways, where Steve Rogers becomes Hydra Cap. But not only that, but in the comic books, it pretty much reset the whole Marvel universe, because what was going on with the Marvel Now and everything, all those different things that was going on when they were tokenizing all the characters, they were changing everything, just screwing up everything. People were pissed off because you go to try to find an Incredible Hulk book, you couldn't find classic Incredible Hulk. All you got is Amadeus Cho, and that's not what people wanted. You didn't have your regular Captain America. You had Sam Wilson, just different things like that. You know what I mean? Just and. Just all the different things going on like that they were doing, you know. This story, Secret Empire, Steve Rogers, like some crazy stuff happened. They used the Cosmic Cube to change. Red Skull used the Cosmic Cube to change Steve Rogers' past, which basically he thought he was a Hydra agent his whole life. And this was just and apparently she just changed it in his head, and he was just a Hydra agent. So that's what his thing was. Well, the overall prevailing thing of the whole story was that Steve Rogers' natural nature still took over, and he ended up taking over Hydra, taking over the complete control over the United States. And then as soon as it was all done, basically Steve Rogers came back and defeated him himself, and then at the end, bam! It was just all like it reset the Marvel universe. We got regular Incredible Hulk back. Because he was actually killed. I don't know the full story of it all, but like Bruce Banner was actually killed in Secret Empire. But then he's back. Like everybody, it reset a lot of things back to their normal, basically back to their classic character selves. So Secret Empire is one I would like to see, and the reason is because they could use that actually in the MCU. For me, if you ask me, they could actually use that to reboot some of these characters, bring new people in to play Steve Rogers. They could introduce the X-Men. They could bring in the Fantastic Four. They could bring all of these different people in, all of these different characters in and everything that they currently have the rights to now without, just basically rebooting it. And they could keep some of the younger people, like Tom Holland, they could keep, and things like that. Like, but then bring them in, so then you don't have to try to retcon in the Fantastic Four who should have been there all along, or mutants, and just say like, oh, they've been here all along, or this is an alternate universe. I just think it would be great for reasons like that. Yeah, so Secret Empire, I guess. Tracy Woody says, yep. Okay, oh man, I jumped again. Okay, I'm obviously like way behind here. Okay, I seen that in there. LB, what's up, man? How you doing, sir? Welcome to the stream. Man, yeah, I'm way behind here. You know what? I'm gonna have to skip ahead. Did anybody send any me super chats? Did you guys send me some super chats? Send some super chats. I'll highlight. Oh wait, I'm not monetized, man. Never mind. So I'm gonna move from the bottom up. Here. Well, how about we'll do that? Mr. Frank, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. He says, I ain't no bigot. He says, Caesar says, yes, you are. It's 2019. Everyone's a bigot. This is true. We're also all probably all racists and stuff like that too. So I was agreeing with King Shifter. Mama Bear, yes, Lobo for sure. It turns out Hulk is immortal, right? Slap the like button. Slap the like button, my bigots. Yeah, come on. Drop some love. Nathan But Game, welcome to the stream. Hulk was killed in Civil War 2. Okay, yeah, he was killed in Civil War 2. Is that when it happened? Yeah, because that's when Hawkeye killed him. Yeah. Yeah, because then during Secret Empire was when he was, yeah, because he went through court. Now, yeah, I just read all that stuff. Like that's what, that whole story, all that stuff, like Assault on Pleasant Hill and Civil War 2 and then Secret Empire. That's kind of like what got me back into reading comics. Like I read all those stories like back to back. I went and bought the trades and everything, and I was reading them, and it was really good, man. I was sitting out on my front porch, like just outside. My kids would be playing. I'm just sitting there reading these books, man. I was really into that. Red Sun, Superman. Okay, maybe I'll skip back up here a little bit. I had not seen your art before. Super cool. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, like I said, I do. I've got some other things that I've done. Some other art projects I've done. I actually did this one in high school that I won $50 from, but I don't have the original piece of art anymore because I think the art teacher said they were coming back from one of the shows and it's just like gone. They couldn't find it anymore. I'm like, man, somebody probably stole that, man. But it was like Snoop Doggy Dogg. It was like the inside cover of the Doggy Style CD. You know, the one where he's sitting there all sweaty with his beanie on. But it was all done in letters, and I've got a copy of it because it got published in a book, but I won $50 off of that thing. Yeah, and that's just something, you know, I love drawing and stuff like that, and I like doing still lifes, you know, like I said, with, you know, doing black and whites, you know, shading it in and all that stuff. But, you know, comic books would be something cool to do, but man, that's a lot to take on. That's a lot to take on. You do. First pic you showed, Jessica. That's funny. Kermit the Log, welcome to the live stream. Thank you all again for being here. Okay. Let's see. I think I just got cut up. I kind of got all mixed up there. You know, I've been flapping my gums. As you guys can see, I could sit here and I could just talk your ear off over all this stuff going on and on. I mean, if you guys weren't here, I'd be talking to myself still and just going on and on about nerdy shit. And that's just, you know, I guess I'm just that big of a fucking nerd. Maybe I'm that lonely. I'm that lonely. Actually, I am kind of lonely without my kids being here. As you can see, my wife isn't even here right now. My wife actually works in the evenings while I work during the days. So then, you know, we're always here for our kids. You know, it's just something we've done for our kids, and we always have. You know, I'm willing to sacrifice some things to be with my kids and to make sure that they're, you know, they're taken care of, and to not have to pay for a babysitter. You know, who can you trust your kids with these days anyway? You know, you like these days it gets so ridiculous you almost can't even trust family members. Isn't that sad? Family members. I mean, I personally know family members I know I couldn't trust with my kids. And take that as you will. But I do. But yeah, so you know, it's been a little lonely. You know, my kids are gone. My wife's at work, but. Yeah, that's just how it's been. Talk nerdy to me. You get me started on some Poison. You see how I even almost kind of sung that? That's funny. Trust the lonely man, Sex Tree Marvel. Yes, the LB is a lonely man. Draw me like you draw one of your French girls. Yeah, yeah, and it's something I've been wanting to. Yeah, Nathan, but again, we work opposite schedules too. And that's something I mean, yeah. If you got kids these days, I mean, you almost want to. I mean, you don't want to leave your kids with somebody you don't trust. I've seen far too many stories where people are out there. We've got these community pages on Facebook here where I live at, and like there's this lady, she was talking about, and I understand the gripe. I totally get it. She's sending her kid to a public school. He's I'm not sure if he was autistic, but I'm not sure if maybe he had Down syndrome or something. But he had something, basically he doesn't have full mental capacity. And he was getting picked on in school, and like not only just like picked on, he came home like with bruises and stuff. He was getting beat up, like he was getting abused. She was calling the teachers, and they weren't doing nothing. Like they didn't do nothing. She was calling the school, she was calling the district, all this stuff, and nothing was happening. And you know, and you know, I totally get it. You kids got to go to school. You probably have a life. You probably have a job that you got to have to support your family. But like, she was on there talking about it, and I'm like, and you keep sending your kid to the school to be abused. What's wrong with you? Like, find some other alternative. Anything other than keep sending them to the same place where they're being abused. And then griping about it. And that's the thing. That just comes back to that. Take care of your kids, love your kids. You got to bring them up. So and these days, like I said, this kid's out of public school. You can't even trust him at school. So yeah, to me that's why I do it. I mean, we all make sacrifices, and that's one sacrifice I'm willing to make for my kids. That's for sure. Mr. Frank says, no kids, no wife, surprise. You're not raging the nudie bars. Well, you know how I am, man. Always got those hammer pants on, and they're just not cool these days. Them hammer pants. But yeah. Now, what was the other thing? The other thing I had there in the title was overcoming obstacles. Yeah, that's the. I guess that's kind of something I've been talking about a lot here lately. Anyway, just with in some of this stuff, like with kids and things, like in even being a big corporate turd who is denying these stupid things, working for these big corporations. But overcoming obstacles and things like that is something we've all got to do. And to me, like I said, I told you guys I've been doing this DeCycling challenge where I'm trying to ride 50 miles a day. And I'm telling you, I'm over 100 miles down already on my mileage. But like I said, it's something I planned on. And, it's just an obstacle I've got to do. Like, that extra 100 miles, I've got to make up over the next couple of weeks. And, when I wake up in the morning, I'm getting ready to go ride, I think about that extra 100 miles. I'm like, oh, man. That means like tomorrow morning, instead of going out for 50 miles, I've got to see if I can go do 80 miles. Or if I can even get 60 done and go for a mild spin later in the day for another 20 to make 80. Just to make up 30 miles. Just to try to catch back up. And waking up in the morning, I mean, it's easy to be like, oh, it'd be discouraging. But that's the thing is it's a mental thing. You gotta these mental blocks and things we get in our own way a lot of the times, and that's one of the things is these mental blocks that we put in front of ourselves, or these excuses that we make for ourselves for why we're not going to do what we want to do, or we're not doing the things we say we're going to do. And I've talked about this before. It's all mental. Overcoming any obstacle in your life, it doesn't really matter what it is. I mean, even that reminds just this morning, yesterday, as a matter of fact, I was in a salon, one of the places that I go to and I serve in my business. I was in the salon, and I sell snacks and stuff like that. And there's a link down in the description where you can go and browse through hundreds of items and have them shipped directly to your door. That is from the Peanut Peddler. And you can even go down there and follow my Peanut Peddler page. Anyway, I'm here on YouTube. I just released a video over there this morning. But anyway, that's all beside the point. I was in the salon, and there was this, I was selling snacks, and none of the ladies there in the salon bought anything. They normally buy stuff, but they just haven't right now. I was out of a couple of items, and but it's summertime too, and so It's just now starting to kick in here, so that always kind of changes people's eating habits for a couple weeks. So there was that, but then one of the customers was there, one of their clients was there, and she's somebody who's bought snacks from me before, and I was there, and she was telling me she was sad. Her husband had just got diagnosed with cancer, like Friday, like a week ago now. And so she was sad about that, but she was also saying like about a month previous to that, she had just had her, was it no, maybe it was a few months before that. I think it was her mother had died from cancer as well. And then a couple of weeks previous to that, her best friend's daughter, who is like like early 20s, got diagnosed with breast cancer as well. And so she was pretty upset about it, and she was talking about it, and we all kind of started talking about it. I got upset too, man. Like I I got emotional too, and we were just talking about stuff, and I was telling her, I was like, what, like, tell them not to give up. Like these days, it's like it's not a death sentence these days. Cancer and everything like that. The cancer diagnosis, but I told him, he's like, just tell him to stay strong. Like stay mentally in the game. Don't get down about it, and because at this point there's nothing they can do about it anyway, except for what they're getting ready to go do, and so not to lose that hope. And I was telling them about one of my friends, and I actually reached out to her about a week ago. I want to see if I can bring her on the show. You guys can follow her over on Twitter and even on Facebook. Her name is Jessica, but you can find her at her handle is at Hair Hunter. Because she's a stylist, she cuts hair and stuff. At Hair Hunter, like a bounty hunter. Or like Boba Fett is a bounty hunter, but it's at Hair Hunter, and you should go check her out. There's been like several different media outlets that have done these pretty big stories on her, because she was a young lady I met when I was a teenager. I was head over heels for her when I was a teenager, and then she ended up moving out of town, and she just had this really cool personality. She was a very beautiful girl. Really great personality and things like that, and like a lot of people, like, we all really liked her. She's just like a really cool person. And anyway, for years I'd never heard of her, hadn't heard from her, didn't have social media or anything back then. And so anyway, one day out on Facebook, I got a message from her, and she told me that she had breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and everything. Like, the diagnosis wasn't good, she started going through chemotherapy. Like, she was pretty much on her deathbed. And I was like, whoa, damn, like, that's crazy. And, you just have a lot of emotions when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I'm like, damn, but you know what? She came out on top, man. She killed it. Like, the cancer's gone. She's cancer free. And she's doing good. Like, she came back, she fought back and kicked ass. And she said a lot of that was just like, part of it was mental for her too. Like, just not giving up, knowing that how the situation was, and knowing that she didn't want to give up. And she ended up living through it. She went through the chemotherapy. She was bald and all that stuff, and just all. I mean, she's been through a lot of stuff, and she changed careers. She actually went to school to be a stylist and everything, because it was just something she's like, you know what, like fuck the way I was living life before. I'm gonna go live every day like it's the last fucking day. Like, I'm gonna go live my life now. And she's been doing it, man. Love this girl to death. She's absolutely awesome. Again, her name, you can find her on any of the, like, Twitter and Instagram, and even on Facebook at Hair Hunter. But I was asking her if she would actually come on the show one of these days, or not even just on this show, but just like, I want to do a live stream with her, and just talk to her and let you guys hear her story, and just see how awesome, how great of a person she is, and just to hear her story and the things that she's overcome and things like that. She's, like I said, she's a super awesome person. So I was telling this lady in the salon about my friend Jessica. Like, you need to check her out. Go over there, check out her story, see what she's done. And, hopefully her story, and, and you can probably even reach out to her. I even said you could get there on Facebook or whatever and reach out to her. And I'm sure she'd be more than willing to talk to you or anything like that, or to, your friends and your loved ones about this situation. She's just that kind of person. I mean, she's just an awesome person. And, so as they're talking to this lady, and we're all there talking and, just getting all emotional. I was crying. She was crying. Everybody there was crying, okay? And so, and I was leaving, and like that lady was the only lady that bought anything. She only bought 2 bags of product. I was probably there for about an hour, just flapping my gums with this lady, and we're all talking. And the other girls, as I was leaving, they're like, "Oh, sorry, didn't get nothing." And I was like, "No, man, it's all good. It's all good because I ended up here for a reason today. It wasn't it wasn't to make money. It was obviously to be here for this lady because she even said she even told me she looked at me you could see the tears in her eyes and everything. She's like, thank you. She's like, thank you for all you said, all your kind words. I'm glad that I met you today, or not met me, but seen me today. And just one of those things. I mean, it was just like meant to be. You know what I mean? And like I said, I left the place still crying, man, because like I said, I love people, man, and as much as big of an asshole as I am, and all kinds of shit, like I love people to death, man, and I never wish anything bad on absolutely anybody. Not even like all these rapists and murderers and pedophiles. I don't wish anything bad on them. They just need to fucking die. But that's a completely different subject. You know what I mean? That has nothing to do with me loving somebody. I mean, that's completely different. But like I said, I love people, and I'm not a religious person, so but that lady is in my thoughts, you know what I mean? Like the next time I'm gonna see her again soon, I'm sure, there in the salon, but just like constantly all these things I see just in the news, and just all these people I hear about, just like people I don't even really necessarily know, like this situation with many of us probably know that Star Wars girl and her family situation, just like that's sad, man. Like I do truly feel for people, and yeah, so I don't know. I honestly don't even know where I was going with all that, but it made me feel good. I was there for that lady that day. I mean, it all happened for a reason, and that's pretty much what it all feeds into the same thing I'm talking about. I was telling her the same thing, like tell them not to give up. I mean, you've got to it's everything in our lives is mental. It's all a mental struggle. It's all a mental battle, no matter what it is. Anything you have out there to do to tackle, you can overcome it. I mean, just by keeping your head in the game, not giving up. Knowing that somebody telling you no doesn't necessarily mean no, as long as it's something like that you can be told no to and not take no for an answer. Like, you know what I'm talking about. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Just yeah. But it just takes that mental toughness, and the same thing applies when you get here on YouTube. If you're a content creator, if you get on Twitter, and you're on there interacting with people, or even Facebook, people are looking on these social media platforms. I mean, these days a lot of these kids are on there seeking validation, and looking. People go out there and they online harass them and bullying them online and everything, and that's just the world that we live in social media. There's really no stopping that. I mean, you just got to block people. But a lot of these people who are being, letting it affect their mental health, they can't do that. I mean, they let it affect them. And, maybe that's because maybe they didn't have parents that taught them that this, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. It's just like something they don't teach these days. And we sadly see the end result of that almost in our daily lives constantly here on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and it's not always bad. It's not always bad. I'm not saying that, because at some point I think sometimes people do need a jolt. Maybe sometimes people do need a slap in the face to get them to wake up and realize something, but for the most part, like a lot of these days, just like a lot of these people shouldn't be on social media. You see children and teenagers and everything on social media doing all these kinds of things. And, like my kids, they're not on social media or anything. They get on YouTube and stuff, like just to watch videos and stuff, but they're not on any of that. And like, I would like to say I'm going to be that parent and like, no, my kids can't get on social media and all that stuff. But it's going to happen at some point, The thing is, you got to regulate it, but we got to raise our kids to have that mental toughness, to have that mental strength, to have thick skin, to not let people get under their skin and be all emotional about shit. And that's the other thing is, like just too many people like, okay, it's cool to be in touch with your emotions and everything like that, but not everything has to be so outrage based or so sensitive. Like sometimes it's just like, maybe just like suck it up a little bit. But that comes in something that you can't learn in social media. That's something that's taught by your mother, by your father, by your loved ones. Them helping you like be confident in life and knowing that like you don't have to seek validation from others. Be it like on social media or when you're caving to peer pressure when you're at school and things like that. So again, it's something mental. And all this stuff is what it's the kind of stuff that you need to overcome these challenges. People just aren't mentally prepared to be out in the world these days. And let alone the world almost don't let you prepare them for it anyway. And that's the sad thing, is the world almost don't let you. And I'm not talking about discipline of your kids here neither, because like I'm somebody, like I don't believe in spanking. I haven't ever spanked my damn kids. Never. But if you ever watch my kids, you'd be like, damn, like you got some well-mannered fucking kids. You've never had to whip that kid? No, I've never whipped my kids. I mean, I did my son. I have my son a couple times, and it got the point across. I didn't whip him hard, but like I whipped him on his ass, and he was just like, he got it, and I told him. I didn't just whip him, and I told him, I was like, look, you don't act like that. That's just the whole little spill of however he's acting, and he got it. You know what I mean? He got it. I've only ever had to do it twice. He's 4 years old, getting ready to be 5. You know what I mean? It's just that, and I'm telling you, that was recently, because I know that he knows what I'm talking about. He knows what he was doing, and so I spanked his ass, and he was just like, ooh, like he didn't think I was gonna do it. Like I'm telling you, he looked like a deer in headlights. And you know what? I kind of felt bad about it because, like I said, I don't think I need to be whipping my children. Because they're good kids. They listen. But I understand not all kids are the same. Not all kids are good. Not all kids do listen. But again, to me, that still comes down to parenting, And people, talk a lot about like, oh, single parent homes and all this stuff. No. It has nothing to do with that. I know plenty of people that have grown up in single parent homes that are they're great people. They're the best people. They got great kids, just things like that. I know people like that. And of course, I know some that aren't. But, I think we all do. But it doesn't have anything to do with that. It has to do with the parenting. All this stuff starts in the home. You got to get your kids mentally prepared to go out there into the world. And unfortunately, like I said, it's stuff that just hasn't happened. It just don't happen these days. And it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't come down to disciplining them. It just comes down to teaching them discipline. Teaching them discipline and knowing that just because somebody says something doesn't mean they have to fly off the handle or, start crying or just, this or that or be outraged or anything. It takes being in touch with your emotions and saying, okay, hold on. Like somebody comes at you, like on Facebook or something like, okay, like this person's obviously trying to upset me, like I'm not going to give them the time of day, just things like that. But unfortunately, people just can't restrain themselves, as we've seen in other social situations like what happened in Disneyland, which is something, I got to hand it to him, though, about that Disneyland situation. That's something that a whole lot of people wouldn't do anyway. And not just because most people know better, but just because like I said earlier, most people are pussies. Most people are pussies, so that's why most of the people would never do nothing. That's why nobody did nothing until that dude started swinging on the women. So, there's that. Okay, but let's get back into the chats here. I'm probably getting ready to cut it, finish here in a few minutes, but let's see here. What we got here? We want to go to nudie bar when you could hang out with us. With us. Yeah, why no nudie bars? No nudie bars. We need to be here all together. Mama Bear, I know, right? What the fuck? Click clack. King Shifter, new Cold album September 13th. Dang, all right. New Cold, that'll be awesome. Yeah, something much weighted. If you guys haven't ever listened to Cold, you should give Cold a chance. They're pretty good. Hammer Time. Yeah, you know them Hammer Pants. Preach, I'm a mama bear for a reason. Yeah, man. We gotta take care of our kids. We gotta take care of the kids. Mr. Frank says, you'll get the miles or else. I know, man. I didn't hit him last year. I didn't hit the half. I think I got like 800 miles or so, like 850 miles, 850 miles or so last year. But again, last year, I was maybe about 3 weeks post surgery when the tour started, and I went ahead and started doing my miles anyway, and I still came close, but I was still disappointed that I didn't make them. Believe me, I was. Nathan McGame says, my little bro, rest in peace, was in public school with me, and I went to visit his class, and they were literally holding him down to force him to eat. I took him to my car and freaked out, and he never went back. Oh, yeah. Hell no. Hell no. I mean, stuff like that. I mean, that that we figured it out. Yeah, I was gonna say that stuff right there. That would make me want to. That would make me want to strangle somebody. Seriously, I wouldn't. I couldn't walk in on something like that. Not somebody abusing my child. No, no. Um, let's see. Yeah, and good on you. I mean, take. You got to do what you can for your kids, man. Um, teach them. We got to be there for our kids. And that doesn't mean that we gotta coddle them neither, and that doesn't mean our kids are angels and they never do nothing wrong. That's completely not it. But I mean, we've got to be there for our kids. We're there to help raise our kids. Like a lot of kids, first bully is their parent. So there's that, and that's just a fact. So yeah, I mean, and believe me, Nathan McGame, just what I know of you, dude. I know you do everything you can for your kids, man. I know you would, dude. Second Street Marvel, don't think of it as 100. Aim for just one more and then another. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. One at a time. That's how do you build a house? One brick at a time, right? And Nathan McGame says the peanut peddler page popping those peas. Yep. Peanut peddler page. I would start a 300-mile ride and then say, fuck that, after 100. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, 300. I'm not trying to ride no 300 miles. You just shoot 300 miles. Like, I don't even like doing 100-mile rides anymore. You know what I mean? Like, there was a couple of years there, like, I used to go and just do these century rides, like, pretty much by myself. And because you can't get a whole lot of people to just go out and do centuries on the regular. And I think I was doing about one century every month. And you couldn't get nobody to go on. You might get somebody to go out and do like 3 canyons with you, maybe like 30 miles. But yeah, I'm certainly not trying to ride no 300 miles. But one of these days, maybe I should try something like that. But I need to keep my fitness up if I want to do that. But yeah, like I think the highest I've gotten was like 120 miles in a day, and that was rough. And again, but you know as well as I do, the thing that comes to that, doing that many miles, is not only the fitness, but properly fueling and everything as well, making sure you're eating and drinking enough when you need to. Plus out here it's always hot. Same here, to be honest. Lord Cal says, laughing at Mr. Frank. Seriously though, I always wonder why tragedy loves to come at you in clusters. It does. Yeah, bad things always happen. I mean, and it's not even threes. People always talk about the rule of 3, man. It comes out fast sometimes. Lord Cal says, that's amazing. King Chester says, have her come on the show and cut your hair. Yeah. Ha ha. Very funny. Yeah, in case you guys don't know, I can't grow hair right here. I can't grow hair right there. That's why I don't have long hair. Otherwise, I'd have probably like freaking long hair, man. If I could grow it all right here, I'd happily have long hair. I'm a rocker, man. You guys, I'm a metal person. So yeah, I'd be rocking some long hair like it was the fucking 80s. It's after midnight here, bro. I gotta finish the script for this video and I'm gonna hit the bed. Have a great stream. Much love, people. Alright, Lord Callus, thank you for being here, man. Appreciate it. King Saber says, peace later, Lord Callus. It's the same time here, Lord Callus. Makes for a long day. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine you guys are on the East Coast. It seems like most of the people I follow and interact with here a lot on YouTube and things, you guys are all East Coasters, man. I'm not even a West Coaster. I'm actually from Kansas, so I can't even say it, but I'm over here on the West Coast, like West Coaster intermingling with all the East Coasters. One of these days, I'm gonna make it out east, and maybe I'll see some of you. Maybe I'll see some of you. Confidence isn't taught; it's reinforced. Very true. Very true. I spank other adults in public if they act up. Oh, I've certainly had to, but Nearly had to a couple of times, especially recently. Man, and that's the thing, like I'm just getting so sick of I'm just getting so sick of people these days. Like it's these people that you see. I'm starting to come across these people out there in the real world. It's these fucking keyboard warriors that get out there in the real world and think they're still sitting behind their fucking keyboard and think they're gonna be an asshole to you somewhere, and then you step up and get in their face and be like, dude, what are you doing? What's your fucking problem? And they're like, yeah, dude, stop being an asshole. I fucking hate that, man. And I've come across so many of them lately. So many of them. And it's like, dude, like, you're not at home behind your keyboard. Go. Just go before you're going to get me in trouble. You're going to get me in trouble for fucking being here. No. Just leave. Just leave. Just get on with your stupid shit. Just get out of my face. Yeah. Adults do need to be spanked in public. They should be. And then that reminds me, like, when we used to have our annual passes and go to Disneyland, we'd be there, and I'm a people observer. I observe people. We go to Disneyland, you sit there, you're in the happiest place on earth, and you got these parents, these kids are there, they're being, they're loud and crazy, and you get the parents like, you better settle down right now. You better calm down. And they're all pissed off and telling their kids to calm down at Disneyland. At Disneyland, you're telling your kid to calm down. You need a spanking. You need to calm down. Shit. What'd you take your kid to Disneyland for if you don't want him to have fun and burn energy? As long as they're not running around the park breaking stuff, what's the big deal? Yeah. You're the reason the way you're acting towards your kids, the reason the kid's here acting like that, because he wants to have fun. Because you don't let him ever have fun. Okay, Mr. Frank says, I can personally vouch for the quality of Trinity's ass whipping talent. Oh, Matt's mom there says, King Shifter, what if they asked nicely? Curtis YZ says, damn. you had to check, huh? Oh, Curtis, and welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good night, man. And you're up there in Alaska? Aren't you up there in Alaska? I thought I seen, or was that just a shirt you were wearing or something? I don't know. I thought I seen something. I don't know. That you're up there. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else too. Because I know I've got another friend that I follow here on YouTube. He's from up there in Alaska. He lives up there. Michael Hayes, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. Candyman, yep, I'm the Candyman. Mr. Frank says, you're a metal person. The cyborg menace is real. Yep, I'm a metal person. Not like metal, like music. I swear, like I'm a headbanger. No fist banging mania here. No fist banging mania. Middle Coast. Oh, okay. Middle Coast, so like Midwest. Like I said, I'm from Kansas myself, so all right, gotcha. Michael Hayes says, Avors loves you. Keep coming by, brother. Oh, gotcha. Welcome to the show, Michael. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. Internet Popeyes everywhere. Yeah, they're everywhere. I'm telling you, it's getting to the point where they're getting brave and they're actually coming out into society these days. And I've got to tell you, man. There's been some times. I've been getting ready. I wanted to more than keyboard warrior at him back. And that's why I say you've got to sometimes you just got to put people in their places, because I'm telling you, these days, like, people are sissies, man. People are pussies. They want to act up, but when it comes down to it, they ain't gonna do nothing. And and I hate that, because like, then it makes me almost like, okay, I'm just barking then. I'm just barking. Like, no, like, motherfucker, I'll bite, but I'm gonna tell you to stop acting a fool first. Man, I hate it. I hate it. Oh man. No worries. I confused people. Mike says, Big Mike. Yep, Big Mike. Props to Alaska people. Though environment. If you're in Alaska, you're automatically badass in my book. Yeah. That's crazy too, because they get those days. Those times where it's like all day. It's day all the time. And my sister, she lives up in Washington, and they have that up there, you know, like I've sat there and talked to her, like it's nighttime here, and I see her in the background on her phone. You can see outside, like it's still daylight there. I'm like, ugh, man, I'm not sure that I'd like that, because like one thing for me is it's hard to sleep during the day. Like if it's not like just a nap and I just kind of fell asleep, because I don't even like lay down to take naps, but it's hard for me to sleep when it's daytime out. Yeah, but yeah, Alaska, that's tough. It's Big Mike. Yeah, I know who you are, Big Mike. I was out of some stuff today, man. I know. I'll be placing it. I'll be getting an order in soon. I've got these caramels I've been out of. Some of these ladies in the salons, man, they're gonna send out hit squads for me, dude. Because these caramels they got, they're just good. 36 Crazy Fists, Alaska Badassery, definitely. Gotta love 36 Crazy Fists. John Moran, welcome to the live stream. It takes a lot of self-control some days when these airhead punks come out in your face. The only thing that goes through my mind is that if I smack this turd, I'll have to talk to the sheriff. I know, and that's the other. You know what? And that's the other sad thing too. Is because you're gonna do something. Somebody is acting a fool. Somebody that needs to be put in their place, and then you're gonna go there and put them in their place, and then they're gonna call the cops. Right? And then they're going to call the cops on you, and I can guarantee you, fucking 9 times out of 10, the same person is one of those people that's sitting around saying, fuck the police, and yet they're going to call the police when you have to put them in their place. That's just where we're at these days. That's just where we're at. That's a sad situation. It's a sad situation. Like, yeah, it makes me wonder, you know, like, you know, the police serve a purpose, you know, they do, but like, people obviously rely on them too much, and they're not always going to be there to solve your problems. They're not there to solve your problems. You know what I mean? But you know, people want to go out there and, you know, like I said, some people act like they are there to solve your problems, and some people act like you know, like fuck the police, and then they're gonna turn right back around and be like, oh, but hey guys, can you call? There's this guy, he's being really mean to me. Fuck out of here, man. People get on my nerves, dude. People get on my nerves. Not all people, though. Like I said, I love people. I love most people, you know. And like I said, I love interacting with people. I love meeting new people. I love just all of that stuff. But just, so it's these bad ones. It's these ones we come across every now and again that brave the real world for a half hour or an hour. Probably had to go to the doctor's office to get their meds. But, yeah, you. I think that's all I've really got for today, folks. I appreciate you all being here. Again, you should go check out my other YouTube channel. It is the Peanut Peddler. I just uploaded a video over there. There's some other videos on there that I've done in the past and everything. You can check those out too. Some unboxing videos with my daughters and that I did and stuff like that. You can go check those out too, but I just did one today, just my business page. But again, like I was saying, you guys should make sure that you tune in on Sunday. I don't think it's in this live stream here, but it might be down in the description. There's a live stream on Drunk 3PO's channel called Some Black Guys in a Drunk. We're going to be getting on there and talking on Sunday evening. I believe that's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And just talking about just like news, things happening in the media, some of the stuff like I probably talked about tonight. And just some of these different kinds of things. You guys should check that out if you get a chance. I'd greatly appreciate it. I will be on that panel. Again, that's Drunk 3PO. Just Drunk 3PO. You know, like C3PO, but drunk. Yeah, again, thank you all so much for being here tonight. I greatly appreciate it. If you're not already, please make sure you're subscribed. Click the little bell so you get notifications anytime we have uploaded new content. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you don't, give it a thumbs down. Totally understand. I get it. I can't appeal to everybody. I'm probably just too damn handsome for some people. But anyway, you guys all have a great night. Have a great weekend, and we will see you all in the next video. Later.